This is quite possibly the toughest culinary nonsense we've ever done. Reason being, I really just want to pick up this turkey, rip a leg off, and go at it. But first we got to carve it. A couple of tools that you're going to need. A good carving knife, a good sharp carving knife, a fork to make sure it stays in place, and if the carving knife isn't sharp, you're going to need a sharpener. We'll talk about the tools of the trade, and at least the way that I like to carve my bird, coming up on Culinary Nunnsense. Now, I know that Thanksgiving is already past, but there's still a lot of season and there's a lot of gatherings that will take place here during the holidays, so you may find yourself at the same crossroad, that junction of, do I carve the bird and leave it whole, or do I display it? I prefer the display method. As a matter of fact, the reason that we're doing this is because at the dinner table, that's how the conversation came up. How do you carve your bird? And we kind of went around the table. So I'll show you my technique, and if you'd like, share yours with me. Take a picture of it and post it to our Facebook page. The number one rule, whether you carve it at the table and or you pre-carve it for display, is you're going to need a good carving knife and a good sharpener. If you've got a brand new knife, you're good to go, but if you've got one that's got a little age on it, maybe it's seen a dozen turkeys or more, then a sharpener is going to at least help make the work a little bit easier, a little cleaner, if you will. Got this at Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it was like $9. This thing is awesome. Sharpens all my knives. Speaking of that, I saw that they have display setups with the fork and the carving knife ready. So if you've been using an old steak knife and hacking away at the bird all these years, go there, check it out, find one that's in your budget, and you'll be good to go for not only this holiday season, but if you take good care of them, many holiday seasons to come. Now, the first thing I like to do with mine is get rid of some of the meat that's on the outside. And by that I'm talking about, number one, the drumsticks. We're going to just make a couple of incisions, and you'll see that the drumsticks, they are pretty pliable. You can get them to move the way that you need them in order to get the knife in there. And sometimes you've got to spin the bird around, but just using the tip of the knife, we're going to free the leg from the rest of the bird. Almost like you would do a chicken, same kind of method. Small incisions at first until you find out where the bone makes the connection, and then you can go ahead and start cutting in a little bit deeper so you can pull off the bone nice and clean. Next, I turn my attention to the wings. Same thing here, a couple of small incisions until we can work the wing out and remove it intact. Now that we've got the wings and the legs out of the way, we're going to start working on the best part, and that is, for a lot of people, the breast. Although I am a dark meat type of guy. Now that we've got the breast removed, this is the star, so I'm going to set this aside. We're going to take a little more time with it, but I want to get to what I like better than the white meat is some of the dark meat. In the same technique, small incisions at first, and then we'll start to remove not only the skin, but some of this dark meat from the turkey. Now let's get to carving on the breast. I like big pieces, so I'm going to try to work with the length of the breast here, going with my knife right in the middle, and we'll start on the outside. Nice smooth strokes. Let's take that turkey all the way down. Yeah, there's a couple of extra steps and it gets a little bit messy at times, and it doesn't have that grand display of a big golden bird coming out to the table, but I'm not a traditionalist. I like this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it makes going back for seconds that much easier. I don't have to go carving the bird just to go get another slice of turkey. Also, if you like me and you like to mix up the meat, well, it's easy to get a fork or two in there and you're good to go on your plate. But I think the number one reason for me to break down the bird is most of the work is now done. So I'm ready to make a stock as well as chop up the rest of my meat and make a turkey pot pie. Listen, carve the bird the way that you like it. Just make sure you're spending time with your friends and family this holiday season. Your guest will say, there is none better.